Hello, this is David C502, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about FireTV and a little bit about how to sideload XBMC onto your FireTV. And if you're watching this video, you probably already know the reason why you want to do that. You'll want to load the application XBMC onto FireTV so that you can ultimately connect to PlayOn. PlayOn has a plethora of different platforms to which you can watch different videos. And though FireTV has its own huge list of things that you can watch, you want to go ahead and enhance the video watching experience by connecting it to PlayOn. Unfortunately, today, as of June 21st, 2014, Fire TV doesn't have an interface that can connect to PlayOn TV, at least not natively and out of the box. So what we're going to do is we're going to sideload XBMC onto your Fire TV so that you can ultimately connect to PlayOn TV. Lots of acronyms, but it's really quite simple to do. I put together a script that will help this transition or help to make it a little bit easier for you to sideload that application XBMC onto your Fire TV. And it does it quite seamlessly. And really all you need are two things to make it work. Number one, the IP address of your Fire TV, and number two, the name of the file that you're going to send. And what I mean by file is your XBMC program that you want to send to your Fire TV so that you can begin loading, starting up XBMC, and then ultimately connecting it to PlayOn TV. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this video tutorial. So the first thing you need to do, and I assume that you've already downloaded the Android SDK. I've left a URL on the PlayOn website to be able to download the SDK. And really all that is it's an Android bundle for developers, but there's really only one little part of it that we're going to use, and I'm going to show you what part to use out of this bundle so that we can use ADT, which is just a little program within that Android SDK that is going to actually be the tool that we use to send the XBMC program to Fire TV. So the second thing that we're going to do after you've downloaded the SDK, you're going to go here, you're going to say either you want the 32-bit or 64-bit version. You're going to download it, and then it's going to come in a zip file. You're then going to extract it, but you're going to extract it directly to the C drive. You can extract it anywhere you want to, but wherever it is that you extract it to, there's two things that have to go along with it and have to be in the same folder, and I'll allude back to that here shortly. The next thing is XBMC 13.1 Gotham returns. That's a fine file or program to use with Fire TV. It's not the one that I prefer. I prefer one of the nightly builds because it has some improvements. Either email me or pose a question on the PlayOn forum about which one I use, and I can point you in that direction. But for this tutorial, we're just going to install XBMC 13.1 Gotham. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to your ADT bundle, and that's what you had downloaded earlier, and that's what you extracted on your C drive. And all we're going to do is we're going to go inside the bundle. We're going to go to SDK, we're going to go to Platform Tools, and inside this folder there's a couple of things that you need to do. The first thing that you need to do in this folder is go ahead and copy the script XBMC to FireTV 1.2.bat into this folder. The second thing that you needed to do is to make sure that your XBMC 13.1 Gotham APK is the end of the file name. Make sure that's in the same folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy the name of this file right here. The second thing that we're going to do is we're just going to double click on the XBMC to FireTV, and we're going to say yes, run. Now what's going to happen is it's just going to bring up a little screen that is just going to ask you, hey, do you want to exit the script or do you want to install XBMC on FireTV? You're going to say yes, just hit number 1. And it's going to assume that you know a couple of things. The IP address of your FireTV is the very first thing. I already know what that is. The second thing is the name of the XBMC file. We already know what that is. And it assumes your FireTV is in ADT debug mode. And I have a tutorial, a small tutorial. It kind of lists out these things and how to get them. So if you don't know how, it's okay. Just do a little bit of research on the forum and you can see how to do that. So on to the next step. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. So what's the IP address of your FireTV? I know what mine is. And it's going to confirm it using IP address of 10.20.30.17. That's correct. So if it wasn't, I'd press Control C and exit out of the script. But we're going to press any key to continue. What is the name of the XBMC APK file? I'm going to go ahead and right click and paste. That's what I copied a little bit earlier. I'm going to hit enter. And so it confirms it's going to use this file right here. So this script assumes that you know what file that you've downloaded, and as long as you've downloaded the 13.1 Gotham, you're not going to have any problems. Or even if you've installed or have downloaded the SBMC version, you're fine there too. It will do any application for FireTV. It'll sideload any of them. It doesn't just have to be XBMC, but that's what I kind of wrote this little script for. So it assumes that you've downloaded the right APK file and that you're ready to go. So press any key to continue. So what it's doing is within that SDK bundle, there's a little server called ADB, and it's just a little bit of software that when it starts up is going to send that file to your FireTV using the IP address that you provided. So here it started the daemon successfully. It's connected to FireTV, connection successful, and it's going to go ahead and install XBMC on your FireTV. And it says now this may take a minute or so. What it's doing now is it's actually transferring XBMC to your FireTV. So if I start Task Manager and I look at networking, right now I see network utilization going on right here, and what it's doing is it's actually connecting to FireTV. If I look at my resource monitor real quick, it should say ADB. There it is right there, and it's transferring. Where is it transferring to? I should be able to see the IP address, ADB EXE address, and it's sending all of that data to my FireTV. And really all that data is just an application, XBMC. So now it has been successfully sent and it's been successfully installed. So that's really it. That's all there is to it. All you need are two things: the IP address, the name of the file that you're going to send over, and the whole idea of being able to sideload is just sending that program through the network to your FireTV. It's a little bit different concept. Some people tend to get a little bit tripped up about it, but it's really not a big deal. So this hopefully this XBMC to FireTV BAT makes it a little bit easier. I use it because I don't want to remember the commands or have to remember the commands to send it. So I use the little script to send it automatically, doing just what I showed you here in this little tutorial. So at this time I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Out on the website I do have an SHA-1 file that's located next to the XBMC to FireTV zip. So if you want to ensure integrity, use SHA-1 to create a hash and make sure it matches the hash that I've got on my website. I say my website, it's really nothing more than just the little website that my ISP gave me. So that's where the link to XBMC to FireTV is. But I went ahead and put a hash out there just in case you wanted to double check integrity. I've kind of gone through the steps a dozen times now, making sure it loads properly. It works just like it's supposed to. So enjoy. Hopefully, it makes your life a little bit easier. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to put it on the website. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off at this time. Thanks for watching. Bye.